Hello, hello. Okay, really quickly, I wanted to just do a short video of a recap of our parent meeting. Sorry, I'm looking off to the side because I have my notes here. Um, so we introduced coaches. We kind of went down a rundown of practice times and locations. I will be picking up keys from Judah. I did not get there today because I was trying to finish up my classroom. So I will get keys for Judah and we will start practicing there next week as well. And we will still go back and forth with Philo to allow times for the girls and just for parents and work schedules. Part of that reason is Judah does not get out of school until 3:30, so that just makes it a little bit more difficult. It's part of the reason we don't use the field for St. Thomas More because we share a field with St. Matt's, and then if ultimately I would like to not practice on Fridays if at all possible, so this way we can practice a little bit longer on the days that are at the front part of the week. Then that gives us more flexibilities for Fridays and Saturdays, especially our first game is tomorrow. As I hope you guys all saw that my note that I sent out today, I found out this morning that Schlarman has asked to cancel our JV innings. That was not something that I was looking for, but they just don't have the girls. And something I did briefly mention last night, unfortunately, this does happen. And so please know that we are doing our best. I have spoke with St. Matt's. We are going to schedule an official full JV game, and we are also going to have a JV scrimmage with all of our girls. So basically it'll be all of our girls except for our 8th graders. As coaches will split up, and then we will have our 8th graders help as umpires. So look for that in the schedule. I'm hoping for early next week. I really want everybody to feel valued, and with this many girls, I don't want anybody to feel like it's a bad experience for their first season. This is an unusually large number. Part of that is because we had a lot of 8th graders that we knew would be leaving, but we also did not know there'd be so much interest. So it is a really good thing, and we are working with it, and we're going to make sure that we try to get all of the time in for all of the girls and try to keep it balanced. Yet one of the big things that I stressed last night was I really want to make sure that all of the girls are safe. So some of our brand new girls, like not so much 5th graders, but girls that are new that have never played softball before. Some of these teams, even JV teams, some of our varsity, so it would be 7th and 8th grade teams, they are essentially as good as high school teams. So again, I want to make sure that everybody is safe. As far as players, parents' expectations, we want to be competitive, but we want to keep people safe. We want to make sure people get playing time. It's going to be a challenge. So again, please know that we are doing our best. Remind your players and your girls that they're in control of their body language, their attitudes, their energy, their effort. We are losing a lot of time because I will say, go get your glove, go get your drink, all that kind of stuff, but they need to do it quickly. Again, with 32 girls, if we have a couple stragglers, it is frustrating. As I said last night, I am a teacher. I am in teacher mode. I have 5 kids of my own. I know how to move kids along, and when they don't, I do get frustrated, and I will tell them. I'm very blunt. I'm very honest. I will not stay mad at them. If I say something that I don't like, I will tell them exactly what they can do and how they can fix it, and then I move on. So it's not to hurt anybody's feelings. It is just that is me, and that's that. So if your girls come home and they're upset because they said, oh, Coach Chima yelled at me, I probably did not yell at them. I probably used my stern teacher voice, or my husband's a Marine, we call it the knife hand, that kind of thing. So I don't stay mad. I promise I don't. Please make sure your girls are on time and ready. We always start our practice off with gathering, kind of going over what we're going to do for the day, and also with a prayer. That's definitely going to be the same for games. We really need everybody there on time for games. Games will start at 4:30. I always want them there an hour early, so by 3:30, which I learned a phrase when I was younger. It's to be early is to be on time is to be late. So that does not mean at 3:30 you're pulling up. I know work schedules can be difficult. We can, please, if you need help with rides, send that in the Game Changer chat, and so we can work with it. Again, I can usually take girls with me, but I'm running into the issue that I have girls and I have all of the team gear. Plus I have my bag, I have my daughter, I have my 2 boys, and then anybody else that's with me. So I run out of space. So I can only take what I can take. I will have the bus for most away games for Holy Cross. So as long as people can get to Holy Cross, I can take up to 14 people. And so I can take gear and that kind of stuff then. So if you are a parent that you know you're going to be going to the game and you can take people with you, please post it in the chat so we can kind of work together. I know Philo has a bus, but I don't know always how the access works. I know that they have other sports that are competing with it. Sorry, I'm trying to go through this pretty quickly. We will have to work with the dugout. I cannot have 32 girls in the dugout. So if we have JV innings, I'll probably have some of the JV girls sit outside, some of the varsity girls. During the JV innings, I do expect varsity girls to stay for JV innings and cheer their team on. So I will move them out of the dugout as well. So I really want, if JV girls are playing and varsity girls have already been there, they're expected to stay. Unless there is a specific something another that came up, then please just talk to me. If something happens in a game that you don't agree with, such as like an umpire, do not, I repeat, do not yell at an umpire. Umpires are very short-handed, and it has been asked of me over the years. This is my 5th year coaching middle school softball. I think I've had 4 years of coaching high school softball. I've done Park District. They are very few and far between, and we get some that are better than others, and I will communicate with them, but as a parent, they ask that coaches confront them, not parents. So please, let's stay on their good side, and if you have any issues or any questions, please come with me. You will see that I will appeal calls if I truly feel that is an appropriate appeal. If I don't, it means that I don't feel like that. I pick my battles I try wisely. Be respectful. So even if your kid is on the field and there's something that you're frustrated with them, please don't yell at them. You can come to me, you can pull them aside, but please don't yell at them on the field. It's just not the time or the place. Please and thank you. Please keep it to a minimum of talking to your girls in the dugout. Once we are there, it is softball time. If you need to give them a drink or something like that, that is fine. They can have a snack, but I would prefer that the snack is either before or after or in between games. We typically do not eat full-fledged meals in the dugout. It's just a distraction and that kind of thing. I understand that they might be coming from school for practices or from school to a game. That's fine, but please just let them know that they need to eat beforehand and then be ready for softball or after. That's kind of fine. If it's just like little crackers or something like that, that's okay. Gatorade, that stuff, that's okay. No soda, absolutely no soda in the dugout. Please no soda before games. It's nothing that they can nourish their body on while running. JV innings. So I will post again for JV innings as soon as I know them and they're confirmed. I always try to confirm the day of or the day before, just like this one that happened for tomorrow. We have a lot of girls, so I would really appreciate your enforcing that they need to be quiet when the coaches are speaking. They need to be respectful. I've already had to call out a few girls because they were talking while I'm talking, which distracts other players, which for the new girls, it really does take away. If it becomes too much, I will have them sit, I will have them run, something that will be a consequence because it's just taking away from the team. It's not to be mean or hurt anybody's feelings, but in order to learn and use our time wisely, this is what we need, and it's just not fair to the other girls. Cell phones, I don't want to see them, I don't want to hear them, I don't want to know they exist from the time that the game or practice starts until the end of it. If they need to reach out to a parent because of a question or who's coming to get them or if something changes, that's okay. But if I see them and they did not have permission, they will run for them. I think it's important for our younger youth to understand that there's a time and a place for them, but it's a distraction. Other girls that don't have cell phones, it's kind of that weird age where some kids have them, some don't. It's just not the time or the place. Uniforms and gears, we went over that last night. If you don't have something, please let me know. I think most people said that they did, but girls should have cleats. They can have metal cleats, but if we play on any turf field, they cannot. So I know one of the games that we'll play in Lincoln is a turf field. I can't recall any off the top of my head for the others. They can have the plasticky ones or they can use turf shoes. The plastic or the rubbery cleats are the best, especially for most of the fields. They can use those on turf or on regular. The turf shoes are okay. They just don't have as much grip, but if you already have them, don't go buy another pair by any means. if you have questions, just let me know. Players should have black socks, black pants, black belt. If your pants don't have belt loops, I know some of the girls with the smaller sizes, they don't have belt loops. It's okay. It's not the end of the world as long as their pants are going to stay up as when they're running and sliding and all that kind of stuff. Black socks, they can be softball, they can be baseball, they can be dress socks. I don't really mind as long as they're black and they fit and they will stay up so they're not, having any troubles. I sent out a Google form for our jerseys. We have somebody, they're going to make jerseys. They're like a t-shirt style, but they will be like a jersey material. And so they'll have our name on it and then it will have a number on the back. You can either purchase these for $20 and keep them and they can use them for future years, or you can have one and then you'll return it at the end of the season. We will end up doing these for everyone. I have approval from our school so that way if a good chunk of people do not want to. One thing that I mentioned is, so we have jerseys, but with the amount of girls that we have, I did not know how many girls we had and then the amount of turnaround time that we need in order to get jerseys that would match. There just was not enough time. So this is something we're going to work on for next year. And then we'll be a little better prepared for the amount of girls that we have. So please bear with us as coaches. We are trying our best. It's a lot of girls. So again, we want to be as fair as we can, keep everybody safe. And, it's not just about winning, but it is being competitive to a point where the girls are having fun as well. One thing we are really short on in the area is pitching. So if your girl is interested in pitching, please work with them at home. We cannot just do it at practice. We just don't have the time for that. But if they need some fundamentals, I've been a pitcher. Dave's daughter is a pitcher. Coach Anna has been a pitcher, so we can give a lot of tips. And there's a lot of things online that we can also share, and tools and practices and things that you can do online at home as well. I think that was about all that we covered. If I forgot anything, please feel free to make a comment. And if you have any questions, please let me know. All right, thanks so much.